Hey guys, just sharing that I finally got the Pathfinder achievement for Draenor, and well, to be honest, I never really intended to rush it or really put a whole lot of effort into it. I figured it was so much work, and there wasn't really much reason to fly around the content, given that it's pretty much over. Still, I do understand that it is convenience. I mean, when I go around older zones like Pandaria or some other older zone, flying around is still a whole lot better. Now, I'm often on my rogue, and so some of the requirements were pretty easy to get, even, this is late into the expansion with a relatively new character. But I didn't start with that character for Draenor, so most of the achievements were with my warrior and my other alts. So really, the tricky part for Pathfinder is the exploration and the securing Draenor and the treasure count requirements. So, but before I continue, let me show you the required things to get the Pathfinder achievement in case you were like me and didn't really pay attention to it at all. So, the five main achievements in concept that you're seeing in your screen right now are pretty simple, and it doesn't really introduce any new mechanics in the game just to get them. It's just that it's really frustrating at times to complete them, especially the treasure hunting requirements. If you want an easier way to track your progress, I suggest checking Wowhead's feature for this. Visit wowhead.com/flying or that URL you're seeing in your screen right now to track your progress. Well, for Wowhead and that URL I just showed you, it's really more than just tracking. It also basically lists the guides on how you can go about completing all the stuff you need to do. It's really all you need, but here are some tips. I'd like to share that you can also keep in mind. So basically, five things right there. Using add-ons like TomTom, something about securing the securing Draenor achievement, something about Gorgron and the lore master requirements, something about rep requirements, and something about treasure hunting. Now, for the first one, I didn't really use TomTom or any other related add-ons just to get the Pathfinder achievement. But when you go, head on over to Wowhead, many people in the comment section in the website really claim it to be very, very useful to just get the achievement. It provides you can get coordinates and stuff. Maybe it's something you can consider if you're interested in Pathfinder. So check it out on curse.com if you're interested. The second one, that achievement, securing Draenor, is really character specific and it's not account wide, unlike the other requirements for you to be able to fly in Draenor. To quicken the whole process for this one, especially if you're starting out with a new character and you don't want to wait for the reset for the daily Apex's missions, just make sure to purchase the scouting missives from your garrison quartermaster. Purchase all the ones that you're missing and you can easily complete them. Now, for the third one, which is Gorgrond and the Lore Master requirement, well, the thing about Gorgrond is that I've always found it to be a somewhat messy zone to complete with any of my characters. But basically, as with all the Lore Master stuff, just focus on the main story quest line within each zone. So it normally means following the introductory quest up until you basically end up in some major plot for the zone. Also, and I could be mistaken, but it's usually if you sort of finished in the middle and just decided to skip the zone, it's the large exclamation points you see on your map that usually means it's part of the zone's requirements. Now, just to be accurate, and again, I'm not sure about the exclamation point thing. I suggest you head on over to Wowhead just for accuracy. For the rep requirements, or the fourth one. The three required reputations in Tanaan Jungle are you basically just need to hit revered with each of them. You don't really need to be exalted with all of them. Now, of the three, the Saber Stalker's rep farm will be the most difficult and frustrating one. So, really, just quickly open up your group finder tool and check for any farming groups that might be, farming for rep. And the last one, which is treasure hunting. That achievement may look like it's not account wide, basically, because when you check your character, let's say you had two characters and you have one that has around 50, one has around maybe 10. It won't really track the character with the most number of treasure or gathered treasures, the same way that it happened with my warrior and my rogue. So my warrior had about 70 something treasures gathered, while my rogue had less than 10. So the count, I'm not sure whether it's tracked. I don't think it is. But what's tracked are the achievements per specific bracket of the count. So 25, 50. That's I think 10, 25, 50. So that will mean, in terms of achievement, it will mean I think that's basic, expert, and master treasure hunter achievements. So just if you have alts that you feel have already gone through that requirement, just make sure to check the ones with the most treasures gathered and continue from there. And I think those are pretty much my tips for Draenor Pathfinder. And oh, just one more thing. You'll also get a soaring sky chair as a mount, which is pretty nice. But I didn't like the texture a whole lot. Uh, but I don't want to be ungrateful, so a free mount is still a free mount. It's just that when I first got it, I thought it was a mount that came out of the texture from it. It looks like it came out of Wrath or some older expansion. About flying, Blizzard, they mentioned somewhere, I forgot whether it was on Twitter or some other or the official forums, that flying might be implemented on September the 1st. So there's still basically some time if you do want to fly in Draenor right on the day of implementation. But just keep in mind that Blizzard has been mentioning a whole lot of things lately, well, especially for the Draenor expansion, this expansion, and basically some stuff never really just materialized. Maybe this one sticks. And well, thanks for watching, and I hope you get the achievement, even if you're just mildly interested. See ya.